Let's talk about the guy who just might win MVP. I mean, his numbers have been incredible this season. He's been incredible this season. Really good stuff from Jalen Hurts once again. So let's talk about what he's doing so well and why he is still playing at such a high level. In this game, it was the passing attack. We've seen it be the rushing attack for the Eagles at times. We've even seen, their defense be suffocating definitely at times. But this game was about their passing. And so let's talk about what they did well. I know A.J. Brown gets a lot of credit for it. He deserves a lot of credit for sure, but so does Hurts. So let's talk about what Hurts did well in this one. First, the play you see on the screen, it's a man coverage play, and it's going to be Devonta Smith, who, again, the 1-2 combo of A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith is just incredible. I mean, Brown and Smith may be boring last names, but as a whole, it's been an incredible 1-2 punch, and this is what they're going to be able to do, what Smith is going to be able to do of just sort of that one-on-one matchup. It's the route that I've showed at the end there, the one I've circled in white, but it's also worth mentioning that A.J. Brown is running the deeper route. If A.J. Brown is running a deeper route, you better believe a safety is going to be paying attention to the deeper route, meaning for Smith, it's already man coverage, so it's already a one-on-one matchup, but you're going to get a one-on-one matchup relatively far down the field, and especially when you factor in, this is a 3rd down and 5. They have to get to the 35-yard line on this play. So, excuse me, 3rd down and 8, but they have to get to the 35-yard line on this play. This route is definitely a good situation, and this is also got to give credit to the coaching staff of calling a good play to put your players in position to succeed, but now it's on Smith. Can Smith succeed in that situation that he has been given? Well, right when the play begins, watch him go to the inside. Watch how he goes so far to the inside. So then when he cuts to the outside, you saw the defensive back trying to cover him, started going towards the middle as well, and Smith just has a ton of separation. This is what Smith did in college, what he's doing in the NFL as well. So for Jalen Hurts, watch him make just a perfect throw exactly where Smith wanted that ball, and they're able to pick up a big chunk play. And again, this stuff just feels so easy, doesn't it? That's kind of the crazy thing about the Eagles, is that when it's working, it doesn't feel like hard at all. It doesn't feel like they're beating good defense. It feels like they're beating bad defense, but they're not. It is a good defense. The Titans have at times played great defense this season, but it doesn't matter. The Eagles are just not having any issues with them because they're really talented. And so, okay, what if you play 2 safety deep coverage, like what the Titans are going to do here? So it's going to be a cover 4 that the Titans are in, and so you see what the Eagles are doing to counteract it, where you have, once again, Devonta Smith is running this deep route, and what you're doing here is you're going to have a tight end kind of run to get underneath the deep safety who's to the offense's left, sort of towards the top right-hand corner of the screen. You get him to move in, or he doesn't move in, he stays deep, and then you can throw and get an easy 15 yards that way. So it's basically a way to try to isolate Smith and give Smith a one-on-one matchup down the field. That's what they tend to try and do. And so Smith, once again, I mean, he's so good with his route running. Watch him kind of, again, so subtly fake the defensive back out, think he's going towards the, sideline area. The safety did, in fact, bite in, and now you have that one-on-one matchup. Once again, you have a throwing window to make this throw. And look where Hurts puts the ball, too. I love that from Hurts. Hurts said, we're getting inside the 5 here. Like, okay, maybe there would have been a tackle down at the 1, but Hurts said, I know the perfect place to put this ball to guarantee a completion. I'm just going to throw a laser over the middle. It's going to be a completion. I'm not risking any disaster to not get the touchdown. They got the touchdown anyway, so it worked out. But even if it was a tackle at the 1 yard line, well, who cares? Now you have 1st and goal at the 1 yard line. Like, obviously, you'd love to have the touchdown instead, but it's something you trust your offense to be able to get, and the risk of like lobbing one up and allowing a defensive player to get back into the play it was not worth the risk. So I love that decision from Hurts, in my opinion. It's also simple stuff, part of what makes good offenses great is just being able to do the simple stuff. Obviously, you're never going to have a great offense in today's NFL without being able to get the explosive plays. Like, that's just not what happens. Like, even if you think about, the Baltimore Ravens and their great offense from a couple years back, they might not have had a ton of those deep passing plays, but they would always have those great running plays, and they would still get explosives that way. Explosives are how you get these plays, but you also need to be able to do the simple stuff, like having a tight end try to find a gap in coverage over the middle. Jalen Hurts takes the snap, and you're going to see that right here, that gap is definitely opening up. Beautiful throw from Hurts. I mean, exactly in between that gap in coverage to where it was as open as possible, and you're able to get an explosive play on a simple play, which if you can do that, you're going to have success in the NFL. Your offense is going to be good, and this is why, while some people might say, okay, Hurts is playing well, but he's in a great situation, Well, part of what he does to throw to open guys is by throwing to open guys. He has a hand in how open the player he's going to throw to is, and he times things up very well to allow that to happen. Now, of course, there's also stuff like this, which is going to be, it's actually quarters coverage, kind of a weird play. So you see A.J. Brown's route, watch that Jalen Hurts takes the snap, and you're going to see that right here, Brown kind of fakes as though he's going to the left, but then is going to go towards the top of the screen, and he kind of actually faked the defensive back into running directly into Brown. Watch, they collide with each other, but Brown stays on his feet, and he's going to be able to get a touchdown on this play, and that was just a play after he got a touchdown on a previous play. Now, a flag was thrown on the defense there, which I don't know. To me, that feels like it's just good defense, just good football all around. I don't think anyone had a bad play on that one. I don't think anyone did anything illegal. They both ran into each other. They both had the right to get to that spot. But nevertheless, it's putting up, I'm using this play as an example of just the A.J. Brown winning on the outside stuff is just happening so consistently. And because of that, it's funny because that's not really what he was known for in Tennessee. He was great at it in Tennessee, but he wasn't known for it. He was known for kind of those over-the-middle stuff, but he always could win on the outside. That was always an aspect of his game in Tennessee. And out of Eagles, kind of when they made the trade, I think they were saying a big part of what we're going to have you do is be a vertical threat as well. And that's been his calling card this season, has been the vertical threat, which is, if you can get that, again, that's how you win Super Bowls. It really is. You look at the teams that are going to Super Bowls, they have those guys. Maybe the exception was the Rams, but that's just not really what the Rams did. The Rams did a lot of crossing stuff over the middle, and they obviously had just great receivers that just were great in other ways, like Cooper Kupp and Odell. But yeah. And of course, gotta talk about his running a little bit. I just love a quarterback who can move. I just think a quarterback who can run, it just adds a ton of value to a team, and if used correctly, which I think the Eagles have used it correctly, they don't rely on it until they have to, but when they have to, they're not afraid to use it. And in a situation like this is an opportunity to use his legs, which is, the value of a rushing quarterback is if Hurts just handed the ball off to his halfback, well, now you have an unblocked player. But now that the halfback is going out and blocking, you can account for everybody. Now, you might notice I have circled one Tennessee player, as watch that attempted block in particular. Watch, the Tennessee Titan player is going to do a good job of evading the block. So, kind of one of the things about a play like that is that the benefit is everyone is accounted for on the defense. As an offensive quarterback, you have everyone getting accounted for. You can block everybody in that situation. The disadvantage in this situation is that everyone has to make their blocks. This time it doesn't happen, but here's where the value of Jalen Hurts comes in. Watch him be able to run past everybody. He does get into the end zone for a touchdown. Just great stuff from Hurts, and this is the kind of stuff that, again, he can do consistently, and it's just so easy for the Eagles against a team that, again, Titans are a good team. Like, they made the Titans look terrible, but the Titans are a good team, and A.J. Brown in the revenge game was able to have a big day, but it really is, again, Jalen Hurts, I think he deserves a lot more credit than he's getting, and he's still getting MVP buzz, but I think that, I feel like, while he's getting MVP buzz, there's still people that are maybe not fully on board with how good he's been, but I don't really get why. He's taken that next jump, and he is absolutely, if he's not someone you would take as a top 5 quarterback right now, you're certainly taking him as a top 10 quarterback. If we're doing a fantasy draft and you can pick any quarterback you want, he's probably going top 5 in that scenario when you factor in age and contract. He's such a valuable asset to this team, and he deserves a lot of praise. At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.